Well, good afternoon and welcome to Day 8 of the 2008 U.S. Figure Skating Championships from the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm Mike Mancuso, joined by two-time Olympic medalist Nancy Kerrigan, and we've got one more champion to crown here in St. Paul for 2008, and it is the senior men's division. The standings after the short program have Johnny Weir at the top with that 83.4, and less than a point and a half behind him is Evan Lysacek, the defending champion, followed by Stephen Carriere and Ryan Bradley, and all four of the top four had personal bests in the short program. Fifth place is Jeremy Abbott and Scott Smith in sixth. And in seventh place, Derek Delmore, followed by Wesley Campbell, Jeffrey Varner, Parker Pennington, Douglas Rosano, and Tommy Steenberg. And in the bottom third, it's Shaun Rogers, Michael Villarreal, Dennis Phan, Braden Overett, and local favorites Elliot Halverson and Roheen Ward.
The next competitor represents the University of Delaware Figure Skating Club in Newark, Delaware. Let's welcome to the ice, Shaun Rogers.
And now from Millersville, Maryland, representing the University of Delaware Figure Skating Club, Shaun Rogers. And he will be skating his free skate to the music from the Grindhouse movie soundtrack.
Program here. He is in this first group mainly, I would say, because he didn't do a combination jump in the short program. Quad toe here. Slight touchdown of the hand on the landing. Very exciting start. Triple axel, triple toe. He really took his time on the landing of that triple axel to make sure he had the control for the triple toe. Now a triple lutz. Popping that where you just pull out midair. Low in the knee, but that's been moved across the ice. It should be centered and stay in one spot. Even though the music's slow, I feel like he could speed up this footwork. Loses the energy a bit. Triple flip, double toe. Another triple axel. Great height, watch his knee come up. And that tape up. After the halfway point of the program, any triple is worth more points. Some extra points for that.
22-year-old Shaun Rogers, representing the University of Delaware Figure Skating Club, is in 13th place after the short program with a 64.11. And Nancy, just an idea of how close it really was between 7th and 13th place. Those skaters separated only by 1.56 points.
Well, it's going to be interesting, and with a program like that, I would have to say he may move up. He had 1 quad, 7 triple jumps. He did fight for some of those landings, but they were clean, so it will be interesting. He struggled a little bit, it seemed, with the footwork, just losing a little bit of the energy. But overall, a very exciting performance again.
Yeah. The last thing was 1 turn, though, on that change.
Yeah, the forward enter.
I was going into it, I'm like, I don't have a lot of music.
Here's a look back at that quad right at the beginning. Look at the height. He really used his arms and jumped right off the toe. Slight touchdown there, but really pretty amazing. And watch the knee come right through. Really lifts up into the air. He has to jump up to it. Beautiful landing. You can see a smile on his face. He knew it too.
But
That's Pam Gregory and Ron Ludington.
That was a
sitting
bad
with
job.
Pam Gregory, also coach of Kimmy Meisner.
Really?
So now the scores for Shaun Rogers.
I mean, the past couple of weeks I've been doing that
And
a
now
lot.
your judges' scores for Shaun Rogers.
Yeah.
The technical score for his performance, 70.23.
Technical score, 70.23.
61.62.
Program components, 61.62.
131.85.
First segment score of 131.85.
195.96.
And an overall competition score of 195.96. Moving Shaun Rogers into first place through 2 skaters.
He is here competing on behalf of the All-Year Figure Skating Club in Culver City, California. A warm welcome now for Dennis Phan.
And now from Indio, California, representing the All-Year Figure Skating Club, it's Dennis Phan. They'll be skating to Piano Concerto No. 1 by Peter Ilyich.
In this field, you really have to have that triple axel now. Triple Lutz, triple toe here. Leaving off the combination, but a beautiful landing. Very smooth. difficult entrance, much more difficult to do from those backwards running threes. We flipped out of this triple Lutz in the short program. A little slow here. Adding the double toe there. He did need to make that into a combination since he didn't earlier on. And triple flip also needs to be in a combination. Nice triple toe there. He really bends with a nice ease in his knee. He could use a little more speed, but the steps, having to get in so many steps, it's very difficult to get that in as well as the speed. Triple sow, double toe, 4 minutes into the program.
Year-old Dennis Phan from Indio, California. And Dennis was in 15th place after the short program on Friday with a 59.27.
Dennis Phan, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Phan.
Well, the program is very nice. It does lack a bit of enthusiasm because it's so lyrical, but it does have such a nice ease about it that I feel like you can sit back in your chair and just relax and watch him. Look back at that triple axel at the beginning. Look at the height. Very nice. Well controlled on that landing. 8 triples altogether in this program. And then here, this death drop. Look at the fly on that. Very nice. He turns before hitting the ice into this back sit position. Moved a little bit across the ice, but really a nice spin overall.
The technical score for this performance, 72.04.
Technical score, 72.04.
62.4.
Program component of 62.44.
Segment score for his free skating program, 134.48.
Segment score of 134.48.
193.75.
And an overall competition score of 193.75. And that's a personal best for him in the free skate and in an overall competition score for Dennis Phan by over 13 points. That will put him in second place through 3 skaters.
He is here competing on behalf of the Washington Figure Skating Club in Rockville, Maryland. How about a warm welcome now for Parker Pennington.
Next up, from Windsor, Connecticut, Parker Pennington. Parker was in 10th place after the short program and will be skating to Exotica and Journey of Man from Cirque du Soleil.
triple. Absolutely no deductions for that. He just gets the base value for a triple X. He popped this in the short program, triple axel. Went for it here and really fought to not put his hand down. Another triple axel in combination here. Double axel, double toe. Popping in the middle of the air. You can really see when that's a pop because the legs fly out as opposed to just doing a double loop. Triple flip, triple toe. And falling out in the middle of that spin in the air. It just looks to be hesitant in the entrances. Triple sow. Now we're into triplets. Making that a 3-jump combination, trying to add some points here. Double axel. Combination spin. Nice high leg on that camel.
That's 23-year-old Parker Pennington from Windsor, Connecticut. Parker was in 10th place with a 65.32 after Friday's short program.
How about him, folks? One more time. Parker Pennington.
Oh, he looks tired and somewhat looked tired throughout the program. Seemed to struggle. Here's a look at this combination. Triple axel going up into the double toe loop. And look at this footwork here. Trying to use those edges and get the variety of turn. Using the body also, the highs and the lows help to contribute with the complexity.
Hi everyone at home. Hi Taylor. Hi Marcy. Sebra, Casey, Molly. Congratulations, Mary Kay.
Now the scores for Parker Pennington.
And now here are the judges' scores for Parker Pennington. The technical score for this performance is 63.08.
Technical score 63.08.
Is 60.42.
Program component of 60.42.
Free skating program is 123.50.
First segment score of 123.5.
Overall event score of 188.82.
And an overall competition score of 188.82.
In third place.
And that will put Parker Pennington in third place through 7 skaters.
He represents the Skating Club of Northern Virginia in Fairfax, Virginia. Please welcome Tommy Steenberg.
And now from Annandale, Virginia, he represents the Skating Club of Northern Virginia. It's Tommy Steenberg. He'll be skating to Bolero.
Double toe combination. Fell on his triple axel in the short program. Triplets, triple toe. Triplets, triple loop. Change of foot. Having that backwards entrance. Harder to control and hit the speed, so it's a greater base value. Triple toe, double loop. Skaters are allowed 1 3 jump combination in the men's free program. Only a maximum of 3 jump combinations total or in a sequence. some more speed throughout that footwork. Triple loop. Triple foul. Double toe there. Flip. Good flow in the ending of that. Double axel, last jump before the end of the program. Going into this combination spin.
'19-year-old Tommy Steenberg from Annandale, Virginia. Tommy was in 12th place after the short program with a 64.22. I think it's worth mentioning again that everybody in this group coming into this free skate was only separated by less than 1.5 points.
Tommy Steenberg, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy Steenberg.
Which means we could see some moving around of positions. Here's a look at that triple Lutz, triple loop combination. Tight in the air. Struggled a little with that landing with the 3 turns out, so the judges will have to grade that off the grade of execution from the base value. And here's a 3-jump combination. Triple toe loop. It's very straight in the air. Double toe with the arm up. Double loop there.
Hey, Mom, Dad, John, Sam, Andy. Love you guys.
You only need 134 points for the lead, Tommy.
And now here are the judges' scores for Tommy Steenberg.
And now the scores for Tommy Steenberg.
For this performance, 67.88.
Technical score, 67.88.
Score is 63.22.
Program component of 63.22.
Is 131.10.
For a free skate score of 131.1, which is a new personal best.
5.32.
And an overall score of 195.32, also a personal best for Tommy by just over a point. And that will move him into second place through 8 skaters.
How about a warm welcome now for Wesley Campbell.
And now from Brentwood, Tennessee, and representing the Nashville Figure Skating Club, Wesley Campbell. He'll be skating to New World Symphony by Dvorak.
triple axel in the short. Just a touchdown here. Gives the base value from the technical panel, and then the judges decide how well it's done. They're giving that value or upgrading or downgrading it. Nice triple Lutz. Some of his competitors here. He is 6'2" and 2 or 3 inches added on for the skates. More speed here. For a triple loop. Sit spin with a change of foot. Starting with that back entrance. Never really used to see that with the old judging system, but with the new judging system, that's a higher degree of difficulty, and therefore we see it a lot more often now. Triple flip combination. Very nice and solid on that. Triple flip, double toe, double loop. Just past 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the program. Triple Lutz, triple toe. Really nice to pull that off. He really spins fast in the air, which is a little surprising given his height. Gaining some speed throughout this footwork. One more triple Southbow. Right in front of the judges, slightly leaning, but he pulled it off.
Wesley Campbell ending with a flourish there. It was in 8th place after the short program with a 65.53.
Well, certainly he's excited about that, and rightfully so. He did touch down on that triple axel early on, but completed 8 triples in that program. Strong to the finish.
Wesley Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. Wesley Campbell.
Here's Wesley's footwork in real time. Using the upper body as well as the feet, getting a nice deep edge there. You could see he's even gained some speed toward the end and looks really excited. Here's a look at that triple axel. Lifts. And there's the triple Lutz. Right into the triple toe. Very nicely done, pretty far into the program. Another smart young man, graduated third in his class in high school, where he graduated in 2004
Now here are the
in
judges'
Nashville.
scores for Wesley Campbell.
Now the scores for Wesley
Technical score
Campbell.
for this performance is 69.99.
Technical score, 69.99.
Score is 64.58.
Program component, 64.58.
Program is 134.57.
Segment score of 134.57.
Overall event score of 200.10.
And an overall competition score of 200.1. And that will move Wesley Campbell into first place through 12 skaters. And that was also the best score for a free skate that we've seen here today as well.
Well, it was very nice and smooth throughout. Seemed to have a lot of control.
He represents the Skating Club of Boston in Boston, Massachusetts. Please welcome now Scott Smith.
And our first skater for the third and final group, it'll be Scott Smith from Sandy Spring, Maryland, representing the Skating Club of Boston. He'll be skating to Asturias by Isaac Albanese.
With his coach Stephanie Groscup right there, he switched only 2 weeks before coming to this competition from Mark Mitchell and Peter Johansson.
And a year ago, Scott Smith finished 5th at the U.S. Championships.
Scott has 7 triples planned in this program. Looked solid in practice earlier this week. Struggled slightly with some of the landings. Starting with triple axel here. Double toe, double loop. At the end of it, nice, strong, solid combination. Another triple axel. No struggle here. Good flow coming out. Now triple Salchow. first step sequence could have used some more speed. To a triple Lutz here. And that's past the halfway point of the program. Any triple past that gets extra credit. Double axel, triple toe combination. Looking nice and strong. A little struggle with the triple loop. Another combination, double axel into a triple Saukow. Half loop in the landing, hopping into it. With the beats of the music. This could have some more speed here. Again, a little slow.
That's 26-year-old Scott Smith leading off the third and final group of the senior men's free skate here in St. Paul. Scott was in 6th place after the short program with a 66.34.
Well, obviously, he's very happy with that performance. Going out there and doing everything. Little struggle with the landing on that triple loop. Could use more speed on the footwork,
Scott
but
Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
overall, obviously,
Scott
a very
Smith.
nice performance. Here's the triple axel, nice and straight in the air. Nice combination to start this program. And then here's the double axel, another triple axel, right into triple toe loop. Scott's motto is the will to win means nothing without the will to prepare, and he certainly looked prepared for this competition tonight.
And now here are the judges' scores for Scott Smith.
Now the scores for Scott Smith.
For this performance, the 73.93.
Technical score 73.93.
Score is 70.28.
Program component of 70.28 for a new personal best by almost 3 points. For his free skate, 144.21. And an overall competition score of 210.55, also a personal best by more than 2 points for Scott Smith, and that will put him in first place through 13 skaters.
He represents the Broadmoor Skating Club in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Let's welcome to the ice, Ryan Bradley.
And now the 2007 silver medalist from St. Joseph, Missouri, representing the Broadmoor Skating Club out in Colorado Springs, Ryan Bradley, who was in 4th place after the short program and will be skating to music of a Charlie Chaplin medley.
Triples and 1 quad. He did have a quad planned in the short, but chose to change that to a triple flip. Starting off with it here, quad toe. Does not take anything away from the points. There's a nice clean exit on that. And a triple axel here has to be in combination. Change that to a double. Boy, a big double axel. Sometimes a change like that happens just mid-air. Just a split second. Example of why the crowd is always really cheering for Ryan. Very entertaining performer. So anything past here is extra points. Triple sow cow. He was hoping to do a triple combination there. Combination. Putting in the triple toe after there and a double toe after that. So changing the program a bit to try and make sure he gets the points he was hoping for. Triple flip. Now triple loop. Nice right to the beat of the music. From last year's competition, Evan didn't do a very difficult footwork sequence, but because it was so well choreographed to the music and entertaining, that got high marks for that. So sometimes it doesn't have to be about how hard it is. Another triple X, triple
Another crowd-pleasing performance from 24-year-old Ryan Bradley, representing the Broadmoor Skating Club out in Colorado Springs. Ryan was in 4th place with a 74.2 after the short program and would need a 136.36 to move into the lead.
Well, certainly not the program he had planned, but
one more time, ladies and gentlemen,
where they were.
Ryan Bradley.
Smart move on his part. Starting with that quad fall, didn't seem to get in the way of his concentration because he still did complete 8 triple jumps. Just to show you a bit of Ryan's character and fun side. This is a lot to do with why the crowd really loves watching him so much. Showing you it's not all about those triples. Well, here's the quad toe. Couldn't get that free leg out behind him for the checkout. Stayed right in character afterward. And here's the triple axel. Watch the height here. He really has to jump up to that free knee. A great height on that and nice landing.
CAA.
I'm
Not only should he have very high technical marks, but as well as the composition marks
And
should
now
be
here are
high
the
as well.
judges' scores for Ryan Bradley.
And now the scores for Ryan
the
Bradley.
technical score for this performance is 75.53.
Technical score, 75.53.
Component score is 72.58.
Program component of 72.58 with a 1-point deduction.
Is 147.
Still gives Ryan a new personal best by almost 2 points of 147.11 for the free skate. And an overall competition score of 221.31. Also a personal best by more than 2 points, and that will move Ryan Bradley into first place.
Well, that's certainly going to put pressure on Jeremy Abbott and Stephen Carriere.
Another competitor representing the Broadmoor Skating Club in Colorado Springs, Colorado. How about a warm welcome now for Jeremy Abbott.
And next we have from the Broadmoor Skating Club in Colorado Springs, Jeremy Abbott. He'll be skating his free skate to Ghost Waltz from the Mistletoe Bride Ballet by Paul Shihara, a Jazz Suite Waltz from Eyes Wide Shut, a River Waltz from The Painted Veil, and Masquerade Waltz by Aram Kachatorium.
More than the other skaters in the warm-up. Sometimes that's a good thing, getting out those struggles early on. We'll see now he's starting with a quadruple toe loop. Turning out and landing. Now triple axel, triple toe loop. Into a single axle triple toe. Now triple flip. Really leaning forward on that. 100 it is. Second attempt at that triple axel. He singled it earlier in the program. Not here. Nice flow coming out of that. Triplets, triple toe, double toe here. Double toe. Just lost a little bit of speed. Inside edge of the 6. Get some of those bonus points. Right to the end.
22-year-old Jeremy Abbott from Colorado Springs, Colorado. He was in 5th place after a Friday night short program with a 73.28 and would need a 148.04 to move ahead of Ryan Bradley for first place.
Jeremy Abbott, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, he did
Jeremy
6 triples
Abbott.
in that program, turning out of the quad at the beginning, but did complete it. And here's a look at that triple axel later on in the program. Tremendous height, good control on that landing. Very difficult to control from that height with that speed to check and stop the rotation. And here's a look at the quad. He steps back, really got that exit, and just, you know, like I said, it's very, very hard to stop that rotation and therefore turning out at that landing. There's a final footwork. Still showing a lot of energy. To train hard to still have the emphasis to the end like this.
And now here are the judges' scores for Jeremy Abbott.
So now the scores for Jeremy Abbott.
Performance 74.49.
Technical score 74.49.
Component score is 74.08.
Program component of 74.08.
Program is 148.57.
For a segment score of 148.57.
Of 221.85.
And an overall score of 221.85.
Jeremy Abbott is currently in first place.
And that will move Jeremy Abbott into first place by 0.54 ahead of Ryan Bradley. And for Jeremy, that was more than 20 points higher than his previous high score.
He represents the Skating Club of Boston in Boston, Massachusetts. Here is Stephen Carriere.
And now from Wakefield, Massachusetts, and representing the Skating Club of Boston, it's Stephen Carriere. Stephen was in 3rd place after the short program and will be skating to a Zoot Suit medley by the Brian Setzer Orchestra.
On and off the ice. Just before he was getting ready to come on, he was clapping for Jeremy. His performance. No quad plan, but 8 triples. Still a difficult program, starting with triple axel double toe here. Double toe. Adding 1 arm and then 2 arms. Going to get those plus scores for the rate of execution. His knee to hang on to that landing there. Those extra points. Another triple axel. Having to turn out of it, a little crooked in the air there. Double toe. Good straight position in the air. That's really jumping over the toe pick.
That's 18-year-old Stephen Carriere, representing the Skating Club of Boston. Stephen was in 3rd place after the short program on Friday night and would need a 145.2 for that free skate to move into 1st place ahead of Jeremy Abbott.
Well, he did do 8 triples.
Stephen Carriere.
One with the combination triple axel double toe, but no triple combinations, and that could hurt him technically in the points. Certainly a very good program, though. Here's a look back at that 3-jump combination triple toe, and then the 1 arm up and the double toe, and then both arms really going for pluses to help make up for not having the triple, as well as entertain the crowd here. And here's the triple axel double toe. Nice tight air position. Here's the second triple axel that he did step out of. Watch, not quite as checked out here. He just couldn't get that free leg in time to be able to stop the rotation.
I thought you were a little short on the death drop, the tuck after the second jump, maybe?
Did have a very entertaining program. Definitely work in his favor. And those jumps were very solid as well, so they will not get minuses for them except for that 1 turnout.
So now the scores for Stephen Carriere. Technical score, 78.82.
72.58.
Program component of 72.58.
Program is 151.4.
And a segment total of 151.4.
Score of 228.
For an overall score of 228.06, moving Stephen Carriere into 1st place with just 2 skaters left. And for Stephen, that is a new personal best by almost 40 points.
And promising at least a bronze medal in this competition.
Represents the DuPage Figure Skating Club in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, Evan Lysacek.
And now from Naperville, Illinois, the defending U.S. champion representing the DuPage Figure Skating Club, Evan Lysacek. Was in 2nd place after the short program by just 1.3 points behind Johnny Weir.
Quad and 8 triples planned, starting with a quad toe, triple toe combination. Slowly out of it, not putting the foot down, right into the triple toe, making it more of a sequence of jumps. Triple axel. To that landing. Leaning forward. Now triple loop. Triple sow. Slight fight for the landing. triple planned here. Triple axel, triple toe loop. Takes a lot of energy to do this. And it will be past the halfway point. Triple axel, double toe. Three-jump combination here with the triple flip. Triple toe. Really trying to get those points. A little error on the landing. Now triple lutz.
That's the defending champion, Evan Lysacek, bringing the crowd to its feet here in the Xcel Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. Was in second place after the short program with an 82.05 and would need a 146.02 to move into the lead.
Well, he did complete the rotation on the quad and
Evan
did
Lysacek,
8 triple jumps. Didn't look as solid as some of the jumps we're used to seeing from him, but still a great performance. Here's the triple axel. Good speed in the air, just leaning a little forward. He was very close to the boards there, and sometimes you just subconsciously try and lean away from it, and that can cause that slight error. Here's a look at the quad. Very tight in the air. Just could not get that free leg behind him. Really exciting footwork at the very end of this performance, showing how strong he is with a lot of emphasis. I think sometimes it takes just as much energy to show this kind of emphasis on footwork as it does to do some of those triple jumps. Certainly an exciting end to the free skate for him.
first one.
Now here are the judges' scores for Evan Lysacek.
Now the scores for Evan
Technical
Lysacek.
score for this performance is 84.0.
Technical score 84.0.
Is 78.72.
Program component
For a
78.72.
program is 162.72.
For a free skate score of 162.72.
244.77.
And an overall competition score of 244.77. And that will absolutely move Evan Lysacek into first place with just one skater left to compete here at the 2008 U.S. Figure Skating Championships in St. Paul.
Johnny's had quite an interesting season.
He is here competing on behalf of the Skating Club of New York in New York City. Let's give a warm welcome now to Johnny Weir.
And now from the Skating Club of New York, three-time U.S. champion Johnny Weir. He'll be skating to Love Is War by Yoav Gorin, which was composed especially for Johnny. The leader after the short program by just 1.3 points ahead of Evan Lysacek, who just skated.
Well, he changed coaches this year. So it will be interesting to see how that has affected him in changing his training. One quad and 8 triples planned in this program as well. Starting with a quad toe, he did struggle with this on the warm-up. Like he two-footed that on the landing. Now a triple axel, triple toe loop. speed of footwork in these last couple of skaters.
Champion Johnny Weir closing out the competition here in St. Paul. The leader after the short program and will need a 161.38.
Obviously a very emotional moment for Johnny. He did the one quad. Looks like it may have been two-footed, 8 triple jumps.
Johnny Weir, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Weir.
It is very close going into this from the short program. I don't know, Evan had that quad toe, triple toe combination, got an 11.14 grade of execution for that. It's going to be close. Here's a look at that quad toe here. Very tight in air. Did look like some ice flung out from his 3-leg toe. Here's triple axel. Right into this triple toe. Look back at his feet and his footwork. Nice, quick speed. You can see the levels going down and up. It's very interesting to the music, as well as creates a higher degree of difficulty using your upper body.
Thank you.
Regardless of the way it goes here, I think both of these guys, actually the whole last group, really can be very proud of their performances in this entire group of skaters. It's been a really exciting men's event here in St. Paul tonight.
Каждый день не главное. Главное, ты сделал через себя. You make a step over yourself. This is very important.
Первый раз. Все.
First time.
Да. Вот это важно. Рискнул. Do we have water?
No water.
Water? Did you lose everything?
I forget everything.
The word.
And now here are the judges' scores for Johnny Weir. The technical score for this performance is 82.23.
Technical score, 82.23.
Component score is 79.14.
Program component of 79.14.
Segment score for his free skating program is 161.37.
Free segment score of 161.37.
Of 244.77.
And an overall score of 244.77. And it's actually a tie score.
It is a tie, but because Evan won the free skate over Johnny, that is why Evan will be taking home the gold medal here, and Johnny will have second place.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the presentation of the medal winners and the award of medals for your 2008 U.S. Figure Skating Men's Champions of the United States. In first place and winner of the gold medal, representing the DuPage Figure Skating Club, Evan Lysacek. In second place and winner of the silver medal, representing the Skating Club of New York, Johnny Weir. In third place and winner of the bronze medal, representing the Skating Club of Boston, Stephen Carriere. In fourth place and winner of the pewter medal, representing the Broadmoor Skating Club, Jeremy Abbott. Presenting the medals to each of your champions is the President of U.S. Figure Skating, Mr. Ron Hirschberger. Presenting the George H. Brown Memorial Trophy to your gold medalist will be six-time National Men's Champion and 2008 U.S. Figure Skating Hall of Fame inductee, Todd Eldridge.